Hello and welcome to Community Chats. I'm Ali Hammer, and today we're joined with Brady Jacobson, the GM of Digital and Customer Experience over at Vocus. Brady, welcome to the show. Can you start by telling us a little bit about Vocus and also your role in the business?
We're a leading specialist provider of fibre and network solutions and really focused on building a world-class purpose-built network that's helping industry do more, go further, grow faster. My role as the General Manager of Digital and Customer Experience, it's a really exciting one. And it's one that puts me and those I have the pleasure of working with front and center in developing our capabilities in the areas that supports that fantastic network and our digital future for people in our cities, in our regions and remote areas.
What an exciting time to be the GM of Vocus. And Brady, can you talk us through Vocus's future strategy and the role that partners like AWS play in this?
Yeah, our strategy is called Future State, and Vocus has grown through acquisition, which means it's given us this rich tapestry of products, technologies, capabilities, and some exceptional talent within our business. The Future State programs really focused on fundamentally changing the customer experience. And that's going to be done through simplifying, modernizing, and consolidating our network and the solutions we offer on top of that. And we'll also deliver brilliant simplicity to our customers, making it really simple and easy to connect to these world-class network solutions. There's kind of three areas that we focus on in doing that. It's first to consolidate and simplify, where we're consolidating our network and our edge locations with some really amazing new technology to provide greater capacity and resilience. The next one is to enable our customers with sort of best of breed solutions like things like AWS and making sure that those best in breed solutions provide an ecosystem which equally partners can connect in to as well. And that's going to deliver automation and an open platform that makes it really easy for customers to work on our network through orchestration and our software-defined networking. And the final piece is digitization, which is to make that end user experience a lot easier through end-to-end digital tools and solutions, which makes it modular and also cloud-based with some of our BSS systems that we'll use as well. It's really nice that AWS is sort of a key part of that and one of the earliest parts of that implementation as well.
Well, I personally love that you've actually named your strategy Future State. That's very fitting. And Brady, you recently announced your migration to Amazon Connect. So why did you choose Connect, and how has this actually changed your customer and also your staff experience?
Yeah, we sure did, Ali. We consolidated 5 disparate contact center telephony platforms to Amazon Connect in about 2 months. And it was one of the easiest technical implementations that I've sort of done in my career of doing customer orientated technology change. And we used a partner called SmartSpeak and had a small but really motivated internal team that helped us get there. I had to deliberate long and hard about the shift to Connect. I'd used another cloud telephony provider for many, many years. And what I found in thinking about that solution versus Amazon Connect, it was, it ultimately ended up being while we deliberated, it ended up being a pretty easy decision. I did my research. One evening, I built my own contact center like so many other people who jump onto the Connect platform. And it was really the simplicity of the solution and the ease of activating features that really kind of sold me. When you look at that, and then you look at what's been this clear roadmap of development to get you to where you are now, and then what I see as the roadmap moving forward, and even the short time that we've been on the platform, we've seen so many of those features activated. It ended up being a really easy decision for us, and the impact has been fabulous for customers. You kind of want changes like this to be invisible. So there was no downtime, SLAs were maintained, which is really key, but it's the insights that we capture, which is key now. I'll talk a little bit about that later, but for team members, They are, for team members, yes, a change to the way they work, a different UI that they need to engage with. And many of them hadn't had a change in their telephony platform for some time. So there was a bit of that type of change, but the insights we're now able to provide them is phenomenal. We're now able to use utterance capture and also sort of the transcription from those interactions to dig into process issues, to product challenges, all to make not only our team members' experience great, but most importantly, our customers' experience great as well.
Well, Connect is seriously one of my favorite AWS services. And the fact that you guys consolidated, you said 5 contact centers to Amazon Connect in 2 months, that speaks volumes. That's absolutely incredible. And actually very similar to a lot of the other customers that have been using the services. They just say it's so easy to implement, and it blows my mind every single time how quickly you guys can get this done. So I'm really glad to hear that it was, in your own words, one of the easiest tech implementations you said you've completed with us. Thank you so much. But Brady, beyond Connect, and I could honestly talk about Connect all day, I wanted to ask you, where do you see the cloud adding the most value to Vocus, and what barriers, because I know you guys do have a few challenges, does Vocus actually have to overcome in order to achieve this value?
Yeah, I think we know the value of cloud better than most. You know, we're one of the most interconnected telcos in Australia and New Zealand, and we provide interconnectivity between 150 data center locations, 18 of those are our own, and a great deal of that rapid acceleration in digitization is in order to uptake cloud services. So the things I'm personally really excited about is, I know you have a great roadmap of features and services and capabilities that we're only just starting to touch on. And when I think about that future state program that we're delivering and how we're going to be able to use our network performance data and then connect that with the range of other interaction data or customer experience data, it is really going to help us deliver an enhanced level of service to our end customers. And we want that to be proactive, we want it to be prompt and personable. And so by connecting all of this information together and then leveraging those cloud services available from Amazon on top of that, it's really going to help us achieve better outcomes for our customers. As far as some of the barriers, the biggest one for us is, while we'll have those cloud services across a range of the segments that we support and industries that we support, there's a couple of tricky areas where cloud just requires more consideration. And that's in the areas like our Vocus Advanced Services, which is a separate network specifically for federal government, where we've got real considerations around providing secure and sovereign infrastructure for those customers. It doesn't mean it's a complete inhibitor, but at this stage, we haven't explored a great deal of cloud in that area. And that's because of some of the security protocols and stringent controls over partner and third-party access we've got to consider. So because that's the only sort of barrier, but we can see cloud being such a huge part of the rest of our business.
Thanks so much for sharing, Brady. I mean, I love to hear both sides of the coin, and there's a lot of amazing stuff, and we know you're such an advocate of the cloud, but it is really important to hear about some of the barriers that that companies might be facing. But Brady, to round up this interview, your role recently expanded in the last year to cover additional teams and additional applications. You've got a lot on at the moment. So can you please talk to us about how your leadership style has changed through the pandemic and how you're enjoying this new role?
Yeah, look, it has changed. I'm really privileged to work with the Vocus digital team and have them, added to the stable that is the portfolio I've got stewardship over in Vocus. And they're a dedicated group of digital professionals across a range of applications, and they're sort of balancing their stewardship of some of that legacy infrastructure we have, but also combining that with this unparalleled enthusiasm for deploying our future state network and platform. So it's really exciting to have that as part of the portfolio now. I guess as a leader, the thing I sort of enjoy the most is that intersection between customer experience and tech, and being able to use those rich customer insights in order to influence the behaviors and the actions of a very clever digital team is very rewarding. To know that they're going to be able to deliver solutions for the benefit customers and team members through those insights is something that makes the combination of these two portfolios so important. As for my leadership style during the pandemic, well, I think all leaders, and people who even aren't in leadership roles have gone through quite a ride through the pandemic. And the things that I know will stay with me post-pandemic is really around a level of authenticity in leadership. I think we've seen people experience a range of emotions over the last couple of years, and being an authentic leader that takes into account the discrete situations or the unique requirements of either customers or of the team members we work with is key. We've all probably heard these heartbreaking stories of loss, separation from families and loved ones, businesses that have been disrupted and devastated by the pandemic. And I think it's building those personal relationships to understand the challenges that many customers and team members have had. It can't be underestimated in how that helps you evolve as a leader. So for me, being open in my approach and building deeper, more personal relationships has helped me sort of deal with those situations more effectively. And I think that is something that's going to be with me, long after we stop talking about this version of the virus. The final bit is sort of a sense of anticipation. I don't know about you, Ali, but this is fun. Love doing it on a screen, but I would love to be doing this face to face with you over a coffee in the same room. And I'm sort of like a tightly wound spring. I can't wait to see more of our customers. I can't wait to see some of our remote-based teams, both here and over in the Philippines. And I've missed that buzz from connecting in groups, collaborating, developing ideas, creating solutions. That's something that I think we've learnt to deal with effectively in front of screens. But I think everybody's desperate to do more of that face to face. So I look forward to maybe doing another version of these, Ali, face to face in the same room over that coffee, and talking more about what we're going to do at Vocus.
Absolutely, Brady. Thank you so much for coming on the show. I could honestly talk to you all day, so we definitely have to do a round 2 in person when the whole world calms down. But thank you so much. Vocus is so lucky to have you. Your team's so lucky to have you. And if anyone has any questions at all, please pop them in the comment section below and we'll get back to you. Thank you so much.